All right, you guys, have you ever carefully applied your makeup just to smudge it all over your outfit while getting dressed or undressed? It's a problem for some of us ladies out there, and that's why one mom and daughter duo teamed up to create the brand Face On as a solution. Here to tell us more about it and give us a little beauty advice is co-founder Delali Heidenfelder. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
So glad to have you. Okay, so first and foremost, because what I'm looking at, it almost looks like a bonnet, so we're going to get into it a little bit more. Yep. Tell us exactly what Face On is and how it works.
Absolutely. So Face On is a premium protection piece designed really thoughtfully to keep hair and makeup in place while having wardrobe changes. It's made of a sheer and organza or satin and organza fabric that's made for visibility.
Yeah.
And it's really made to protect your investment pieces in all your clothing.
You know what? I think this is just spectacular. Me and Delali actually met last week at Dallas Fashion Week, and she was like, girl, you have got to try this. And I've been using it literally since I met her, which is so fabulous because genuinely, I mess up so many clothes when it comes to my makeup, and especially when you have those tight shirts, it's so easy. So let's get into you and your mom's story. You guys are the co-founders. So what inspired you guys? Were you having the same issue as I'm sure a lot of ladies are having out there?
Yeah, so interestingly enough, Face On has existed in some iteration for decades. My mom came to the US to go to college in University of Minnesota from Ghana, and she's always been a fashion lover. But she really started to love beauty and makeup. And if you think back to the 70s, a lot of those bright, vibrant colors with eyeshadows and all of that. So it was the first time she really struggled with makeup transfer getting on her clothes. So she started just making DIY hacks that she'd used for years and years and years. She eventually passed it on to me, and I started sharing it with my friends. And as they started to have weddings and keeping their clothing makeup free became more and more and more of an issue, I was like, this could actually be something. This really solves for a problem.
Oh my goodness.
Came to my mom and we just started working on Face On.
That is awesome. I love that you mentioned DIY because literally I used to take like an old t-shirt and put it over your head and then put your clothes on. So this is so much more efficient.
Way more efficient. There's so many DIY hacks out there, and this is just a purpose-made tool that does exactly what it's meant for.
Exactly. So at what moment did you know, oh, this is going to actually be a business? Is it when you knew that there was an open space in the market for you to fill? Or what made you know for sure?
Probably just the feedback I was getting from my friends, especially around weddings when they just couldn't risk getting any sort of makeup transfer. I was like, this really solves for a problem that a lot of women or anyone that wears makeup faces. So when I came to my mom, we just, like, that's my biggest piece of advice. We just went with it.
Love it. Okay, so this is something that happens all the time, right? So let's talk about maybe beauty hacks for the spring and summer. Now, if we do get makeup on our clothes, which we want to avoid, which Face On will help us, but if you don't have Face On just yet, tell me what is the best way to remove it?
Absolutely. So yes, we all know that after you're getting dressed, you can still get makeup transfer on your clothes from touching your face and all of that. Me, I always carry makeup wipes with me. That's a go-to. I mean, I'm wearing white jeans today. They're right over there with me. It's just, I can't risk it. And I think the biggest thing is getting to the stain as quickly as possible.
That is so true.
You can't let the stain set or else you're done.
You know what? I've also tried Dawn soap in hot water.
That's my second thing.
Listen, if the Dawn can get the oil off the duckies, it can get the makeup off anything.
Absolutely. As soon as you get home, you go straight for the Dawn and water.
Exactly. Okay, so in case we do get makeup on our clothes, what is the best fabrics do you think to wear if it does transfer? What's easiest to get it out of?
I always think a cotton. Like those scarier fabrics, like a silk and cashmere, you just really want to do your best to avoid it altogether. But if makeup does get on your clothes, obviously darker fabrics, and it's something cotton-based that you can just dab it right out with the Dawn soap or makeup wipes.
Exactly. And you're right, when we do get into those like silk fabrics and stuff like that, it gets messy, and then you have to go out and you have a fat wet stain on your shirt.
Like you have to go to the dry cleaner or something.
Oh my goodness. Now, are there any other beauty products that can help us like avoid makeup stains and clothes as far as other objects that we're wearing?
Yeah, I am always really big on a good setting spray. Again, you have to give it time to dry. I'm a Charlotte Tilbury girl. You just spray it right on and let it set. But that's really my biggest go-to is a good setting spray, allowing it the time it needs to dry and going about your day.
There you go. Now, let me ask you this. Someone's watching right now and is thinking, I have an event, I have something coming up, or frankly, I just wear makeup every day and I would like to keep my clothes looking nice. Where can they find Face On?
They can find Face On at www.itsfaceon.com. And then we also have our Instagram and TikTok.
There we go. Well, Delali, thank you so much for being here this morning.
Of course. Oh, and before I finish, I want to offer everyone watching today the GMT 15 code for 15% off Face On.
There we go. So we just go to your website, type it in. All right. Well, there you go. It pays to be a viewer on GMT this morning. Thank you so much, Delali. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much for having me.